Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our deep stretch this morning. I'm looking forward to this. Kim is looking forward to this. Let's get started. So we're going to begin in child's pose. Go ahead and flip yourselves over onto your knees. You can have your knees as wide as comfortable for you. You can do an extended child's pose. You can bring everything nice and tight together. Whatever works for you. Start to sit the hips back. You can walk the hands forward. Place the forehead on the ground, and then your choice to leave your hands above your head or walk them around and turn the palms up. Start to take some deep breaths. And if you took the hands behind you, take them back over your head. Place your elbows on the ground and your hands together. Lift them up overhead into prayer. And start to make your way up. Place your palms onto the ground. Roll forward. We're going to do some cat-cows to wake up the spine. So set your foundation nice and strong. Neutral spine. Shoulders over wrists. Hips over knees. Inhale. Drop the belly. Look up. Exhale. Push away from the hands. Round the spine. Look down. Continue flowing through that. One more time. And then take your right hand underneath your head. Lift your left arm up and hold. Nice open twist here. Breathing steadily. Next time you exhale, take your hand, slide it through, thread the needle, push that left hand all the way to the right until your left ear comes to the ground. If you'd like to continue this stretch, you can take your right arm, bind it back, wrap it around, and connect it to your left inner thigh. It's a pretty intense stretch, so take it or leave it. Unravel that hand if you wrapped it around. Start to press the right hand into the ground to come out of your twist. Open all the way up to where we came from. Exhale to release. Same thing on the other side. Right arm lifts up. Hold it there for a couple breaths. Next time you breathe out, slide that right hand all the way to the left until your right ear comes to the ground. option to take that left arm around if you'd like. And slowly release, pushing into your left hand now, opening up the twist back where we came from. And exhaling that hand back down. We're going to come forward onto our belly. Press into either a little sphinx pose or take the hands by the ribcage, come into upward dog stretch. Toes are off the ground, shoulders are away from the ears. Take this chance to look over your left shoulder, nice long neck. Look over your right shoulder. Back to center, tuck the chin to the chest. And then lower yourself back down. Take your right arm and place it in front of you. And then take your left leg and bend it towards you. So if that's too intense of a stretch, come down onto your belly. Maybe here, but if you want to increase that quad stretch, you can prop yourself up a bit. Try not to open up too much with that hip. Place both hips on the ground. And then release and switch. And slowly release. Press yourselves up and bring your left leg forward in between your hands. We're going to sink into a hip flexor stretch right here. Take both hands on the inside of that foot. You can walk it out slightly, especially if you're on the yoga mat. Walk it out to the edge of your mat. We're trying to just relax into the stretch. Let our hips sink towards the ground. What you can do in these stretches is just release all the tension. Let gravity do your work for you. You don't need to push yourself into any stretch. Your body will do that. If you feel good here, you want to intensify your stretch, go ahead and take your forearms to the ground, or maybe put a pillow there and bring your forearms to the pillow, or just stay where you are and keep letting your hips sink into the ground. Breathe deep as we inhale. Exhale, you just release. Start to make your way up. Sit back a little bit and bend that knee so you can grab the foot. If you can't grab the foot, just leave it where it is. And then come forward for our quad stretch. Make sure that you're not collapsing into this arm here. Push away from the ground, lengthen the spine. And then slowly release. Come on up so that you're supported. So stack everything into 90-degree angles. And take our right arm up for a tricep stretch while we're here. And then reach slightly to the left. And release. And push that foot forward. Flex the toes up to the sky and fold forward. Trying to keep the spine nice and long. Checking in to make sure your hips are over your knees. Well, just one knee. Bring that foot back and slide the other leg in the front. Right leg comes forward. You're making our way into that hip flexor stretch. So walk that foot out slightly to the right. Take both hands on the inside and start to just release any tension you have in the hips to let them sink down. You want this knee to be over the ankle. If you'd like to come to the forearms, you may. Start to make your way up, pushing back a little bit, reaching back for that foot, and then coming back forward to wherever feels good for you. You slowly release and push back slightly. Push into that front leg to bring yourselves up. Take your left arm up over your head and use your right hand to help out that tricep stretch. And then reach your body slightly to the right, side bend. Release. Push the hips back, flex the front toes up. Use those exhales to fold just slightly deeper. And then walk your hands to the left, bend your knees. We're going to come into a froggy stretch. Don't leave because I made you do froggy. I know, it's a tough one. So slide your knees out side to side. Ankles come in line with the knees. You can come to your forearms or stay up on your palms. Feeling this one in the inner thighs for sure. I probably didn't have to tell you that. Breathe into it. Two more deep breaths. You got it. When you've done your 2 deep breaths, you can make your way out and place our hands on the ground, tuck our toes, and come into down dog. Paddle out your feet as you like, making up the calves, the lower body. Take your left heel and try to get it down towards the ground. As you lift your right leg, knee stays bent, and draw 3 circles using the hip. 3 circles out, 3 circles in. Big circles, opening up the hip. Once you've done 3 on each side, draw that knee into the chest. Take the right foot and slide it to the left. And come down for your pigeon. The higher this foot is, the more stretch you're going to have in your glutes. Sit up nice and tall. If you'd like to, you can fold forward. Maybe coming to your forearms, maybe extending your arms long. Coming to your hands, wherever you are. Remember, we're not forcing a stretch, we're just relaxing into it. Try to make sure the hips stay square and you're not ending up laying down on your right hip. When you're ready, start to make your way out. Tuck your back toe. Come back into downward dog. Then we will switch to the other side. Right heel comes down, drawing circles with the left hip. 3 on each direction. Once you've done that, bring the knee into the chest. Foot goes to the right side and we slide it out. First sitting up tall. And then if you'd like to fold, you can. Deep stretch. We hang out in these stretches for a while so that you can just release into them. Now, mind you, if you just woke up and you haven't done any activity before this, like going for a run or any kind of aerobic activity or really any movement, your body's going to be stiff, and that's okay. So doing this kind of stretch would be even more beneficial after your body is warm and your muscles have that mobility to move more. So if in these classes in the morning when you just wake up, you don't get down as far, that's okay. Don't be hard on yourself, your body's cold. Make your way up when you're ready. Come back into your downward dog. And take your feet nice and wide. Wide as your mat if you have one. Start to walk your hands toward your feet and hang your upper body. Micro bend in the knees so that they're not locked. And then walk your hands over to the right, trying to get your chest to touch your right thigh. And welcome to the left, doing the same thing. Back to center, take your left hand on your right thigh, or not thigh, calf, ankle, foot, and open up your right hand. Release and switch to the other side. And release. Take the heels in slightly so you can sit into a low squat. Hands together, elbows press into the knees. Extend your right arm out long on the inside of this leg. Lift up your left. Keep your foundation where it was, so don't let this knee come in. Option to reach the hands back behind and maybe they connect and maybe they don't. That's okay. Again, don't force it. That's how we get hurt. Release, coming back to center for one breath in and one breath out. And over to the other side. Hands can wrap behind if you'd like, if they will. And then release, hands come to the center, hips lift up, forward fold, heel toes, feet back together or hip width apart. And then come to seated, however that looks for you. Do a seated fold, extending both legs out long, sitting on the sit bones, folding forward, leading with the chest, staying long with the spine. Straddle stretch, walking forward to wherever feels like a good stretch for you. And zip the feet together, lay it onto the back. Draw your right knee into your chest and cross it over the left for a good stretch. To pull the legs towards you, or pushing the right knee away with your elbow. And keep your left leg where it is and cross your right leg over it as you drop your knees to the left. Right shoulder stays down. Move to the core to come back to center. Unravel the legs and take the left leg over the right for a glute stretch on the other side. And then keep the right leg where it is. Take the left leg and cross it over. Arms out, left shoulder stays down as you drop to the right. Connect to the core to bring your knees back up. Unravel. Grab hold of them and start to gently rock and roll all the way up to seated. And I thank you all very much for joining me today for a deep stretch. I look forward to seeing you next time, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. See ya.